Oh, there you guys are. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us again this weekend. Our leader, Jeff, I think there was a syphilis outbreak in his side of town. He might have caught it. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he just has a fever. But that's neither here nor there. Your boy, Jay Holly, is your captain. Now, Cowboys are on vacation. Dak's going on a retreat. And we'll talk about all of that stuff on this show starting now. What's going on, man? It's the Cowboys DLLS podcast. Jeff is not here, but that's okay. Get well, El Jefe. He'll be back soon. The gang is all here, and as you can see, we all have our T-shirts on a Monday. Why do you ask? Because this is Spirit Week, and here's an important message about Spirit Week. See all the T-shirts right there? Right. But the Thursday is what's important, and you can help with Thursday today. As a part of All City Spirit Week, we're teaming up with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America and an incredible group creating life-changing mentorship for kids across the country. We've set our goal at 10 bands, $10,000, but we'd love to smash right through that. And as we can do it with your help. You can donate by using the link in the video or the description. And if you want to make an even bigger impact, you can also sign up to become a big by visiting bbbs.org/allcity. Let's do something great together. And as we do that, I'll tell you who I am. I'm Jesse Holly.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
To my right is the second question asking beat writer of the Dallas Cowboys, Clarence Hill.
If you want to win, put pop-up in. Wow. See, we fighting today. We're fighting off the top. Stimbo, I'm coming for you. Calling me Calvin for the show. And yes, you're going to get a diehard. You're buying a diehard because I'm healthy. See, I came to work sick last week, okay? You're talking about me sniffling and snorting. Jeff, staying at home. I'm old school. We come to work, okay? We don't miss work.
You come to work, get everyone else sick.
Get everyone else
I'm on a
sick.
timetable. Thursday, I'm out already. I'm putting it in.
No, what? I'm out on Thursday, Juneteenth. You can't be out on Juneteenth.
Oh.
I'm going to Juneteenth March. You're not celebrating Juneteenth.
Friday, I'm going to be out sick.
Okay, I'm going to Juneteenth. But listen, I'm here. But Stimbo, you called me Calvin, and you said I was sick, and you don't want me to sniffle at all. Listen, get the diehard, okay? Get the diehard.
Shout out to Jaime, too, who got a diehard membership. I saw that. Thank you, Jaime.
It's about far right, the Cowboys beat writer, Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
You guys have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend. That was Father's Day
weekend.
Father's Day weekend. Man. I got to hang out with my daughter, hang out with my son, hang out. My daughter had a friend.
Like a 20-year-old's like a 37-year-old.
Wow. See?
Wow.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
let's get right into this thing right now. All right, this is the time of the year where the Cowboys are done with OTAs, done with minicamp, and then there's this break.
Mm-hmm.
The Cowboys go on vacation, coaches get out the office, and we just have to come up with content the best damn way we know how. But there has been, in the past, some concerns, not just for the Cowboys, for every NFL team. Most coaches, when this part of time comes around, they love to have the break, love to be with their families, but you got 80, 90 guys that are now on your roster that are now just out there with a bunch of idle time. The old folks used to say, back in the day.
And since you brought up Calvin, we call it Calvinism back in the day.
A Calvinism.
Yes, it's during the Puritan times.
But old folks used to say back in the day that idle time
is the devil's playground.
Playhouse, playground.
Yeah, that's a Calvinism back in the day from the Puritan times. But yes, idle time, the devil's playhouse. You know what they say, when the cat's away, what? The mice will play?
Yes.
You know, you ain't got nothing to do. That's why you always keep active kids busy. I was an active kid, okay? No. I was an actor. Used to get in trouble in school because I would finish my work and had nothing to do. So then I go talk to you, or I go get up out my seat and keep them busy. You got to keep them busy because they will get into stuff, right?
Yes.
And so that's the thing about as a parent. You guys are not parent, but as a parent, you try to keep your kids busy. As a coach, as a team, you want to keep them busy because it's this time. You have a month off between now and training camp. That's when people try to get in trouble.
So let me say this. As a former athlete and who has spent a couple of summers in this idle time, part of the reason, not part of the reason, but sometimes the reason is, as athletes, the one thing, and I still am this way as a 41-year-old, I have to keep a regimented schedule.
Yeah.
All my life, I have been on a timetable. You get up, you do this, you do that, you do that. You know what I'm saying? Like college, you're a freshman, 6 a.m. workout, have breakfast, 8 a.m. classes, done with classes, study hall, done with study hall, meetings, practice, so on and so forth. Like my life has been regimented. And sometimes when, not that I get in trouble, but sometimes when I can be mischievous is in these breaks.
For sure.
Because players, if you guys don't know this, we're alpha, and we're like, oh, don't tell me anything. We need it. We want to be told what to do. We want to be told. Here's why trainers, personal trainers, and all the new trainers are all will be in business. This is why, not that they're not good and not that they're not detailed, but part of the reason why guys like Duke Manyweather, guys like D-Rob, guys like Coach Clay Mack, some of the days that we have here in Dallas, and there's hosts of others all around the country. Part of the reason why those guys will stay in business forever is because athletes need instruction forever. And it's not that we don't know what to do. We know what to do. Yeah. I know how to go to the gym and work out. I know how to go on the field and run routes. I know how to go on the field in conditions. But it's just something about the structure that we're so accustomed to that when we don't have it is when we kind of something like even going to bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Even like going to bed, I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't be hanging out or being up this late because I got practice tomorrow.
Right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let me go ahead and get my tail in the bed because I got practice. But now when you don't have it, it's like, and you always hear Bill Parcells, nothing good happens after midnight.
Yeah.
What happens after midnight? What's open after midnight? What's open after midnight?
Club.
What's open after midnight?
Taco Bell.
Legs. Gas stations and legs, okay? Gas stations and legs.
Station and legs.
That's the only thing. You never.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
Young,
I've never heard that.
So when they open after midnight, boy, you better stay at home.
I said Taco Bell.
But you're right, and I applied to my own life because I was busy. I was busy
outside.
No, not that part.
Oh, I'm not saying this guy's outside.
Going from high school to college.
Yeah.
High school, I was busy. I was involved. I played 5 sports. did drama.
5 sports?
Yeah.
You did drama?
I did drama. I did debate.
Is that where you're hater?
I was always busy. And when you get to college, and I wasn't an athlete, and I had all this time, you got 2 classes this day or 3 classes. Yeah. And then you don't have that class from Monday and Wednesday. Then Tuesday and Thursday, you got 2 classes or whatever else. You got all that time. And just till you left to your own devices.
Yeah. And
I was, curious, easily influenced, and just like I came from a small town. I went to Austin. I lost my freaking mind of the
what a quote.
Of the candy shops.
Yeah.
That weren't available to me when I was in a small town. There was a lot of candy shops in Austin that wasn't available to a young impressionable. Yes. Yeah. Young impressionable kid.
What's open after midnight in Schulenburg?
And even if you come from a big city, though, you're a grown man now. What you do in 17, 18, you get your opportunity to do when you're in college. You have no supervision. Your mama ain't there. You come home and go when you want to. It's just different. So, yeah, you need that structure, that discipline in your life.
Well, go ahead. I was going to say, not only from like a structure standpoint in terms of having something to do and guidelines and being busy, but like I think a lot of rookies too, and Jesse, you probably speak to this too, young guys, like I think without the structure, they're like, yeah, I'll go hit the gym, but I also don't know what I'm doing. Like I know a lot of young guys who take the first to second year jump, they talk about the biggest thing I learned is I didn't know how to work out like a pro. I didn't know how to take care of myself. I did not know how to do these things. So when you leave the facility and you leave, if you're an offensive lineman the last few years, you leave the guidance of Zach Martin, for example, right? Now you're on your own. You're like, I guess I'll go hit the gym and do legs, and then I'll kick it at home, and I don't know, do whatever, right? So I think a lot of guys also don't know how to train during this period. So it could be a catalyst as an optimization thing, or it could be a detriment to you this period away. And I think people need to learn how to do that.
Yeah.
And another thing and this is shifting because of the way that the college game is now made with the NIL. A lot of times you get to the league and now you finally got some money.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? You finally got a little bit of money in your pocket. So the things that you normally couldn't do, now I get it.
You be like Stephon Diggs on a boat passing out pink baggies.
Allegedly.
He passed out pink baggies.
Allegedly.
I didn't say what was in it.
Okay.
There was pink baggies. That's a fact.
It was fun dip.
Whatever it was. You on a boat.
But yes.
On a milk yacht.
Yes.
It was a milk yacht.
Okay.
Except for Cardi B.
Okay.
Passing out pink baggies.
Okay.
You can't do that when you're broke.
No. Not unless you're the supplier. But
and he ain't broke.
Right. And that's another thing. Like when you have that level of money, when you have disposable income, when you're not looking at it and saying like, man, I need to have this amount for this bill, this amount of that bill. When the money is at a surplus, that's when things can go haywire. Because I mean, I've been in situations where, and this is funny, and it better be funny.
It will be funny.
Most of the time when these dudes go to the club, and they doing like the bottle challenge, they ain't doing it for the ladies.
No.
They doing it to show that I got more money than the dude in the section over there.
Dude, with a sidebar. That's what happened to the strip club game, okay? This is what happened to the strip club game. Because back in the day.
You never know what you're going to hear.
Back in the day when you went to the candy shop, you used to, or the blue fan, you used to make him work for that dollar, okay?
Oh, I thought talking about literal candy shops. Wow.
I'm just saying, no. But Pac-Man started this Make It Rain. Make it rain. So you got guys in the club who can throw the most money on the stage.
Right.
Ain't nobody got to work for no money no more. And that's what you're saying, though. You're trying to outdo the other guy, is all I'm saying. You used to have to work for my 20. You're going to work for my little 21s. These dudes just throwing money on the stage, that's what they do. It's called making it rain. I make it trickle.
Another little funny side story when you brought up strip club. There was a player here for the Dallas Cowboys, and I will keep his name out of the story. But this was a guy who came from a smaller school, was drafted by the Cowboys. I can put the piece together.
I was going to say, my mind's already racing.
Put the piece together if you want to. Was drafted by the Cowboys and got to the big city.
Man, lost his mind.
Found himself down on Harry Hines.
Yeah. Like Jerry Jones.
And some of them establishments that stay open after hours, to the point where he was asking for an advance on paychecks.
Stop.
I literally, we had a coach that had to come in and address the team about these off the field activities. So again, it happens to the best of them.
Man's out here asking for an advance because of
gambling and strip clubs.
Damn.
And these are the type of things, and we live in a day and time now with athletes. And this is a Cowboy topic, but it's a athlete thing.
Yeah.
You have so much access with this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Where before you actually had to kind of go outside and like find them. Like now, you're one or two DM in a quick flight for you to be in somewhere or someone being in town and that's another thing. It's shout out to the good people. My boy Brian Wansley.
Yeah.
And Cable over at the Cowboys, who their phone will be for the next 30, 40 days we get back to training camp.
Listen.
Their phone will be on ringer, on charge, and every night they'll sleep with one eye open in the event that someone calls them and says.
And shout out to my boy Keith Davis. He got shot in the butt at the strip club. Bill Parcells, I'm telling the truth. I'm not making. I used to go to the strip club. I used to take my laptop because that's where the Cowboys were.
This is the funniest thing, by the way.
This is a Cowboys story.
You would go to the strip clubs to report.
Man, sir, what?
I know, it's hilarious.
I introduced Maurice Carthon to Troy Hambrick at a strip club. when he got hired by Bill Parcells.
You just out here just airing stuff right now. The
when
vent
that
is open.
chill book
This
comes
is
out.
over. This is 100 years ago.
When you take a shot of
I used
Celsius
to go
like you
to
did
the
before the
strip club
show.
to interview strippers, whatever. Bill Parcells banned the Cowboys from the strip club. We can talk about the rowdy man being in the strip club. These are all true Cowboy stories. It won't be in that Jerry Jones documentary.
Yeah.
No, it's true.
But definitely, Idle Time is a double workshop for the Cowboys while they're on break right now. But coming up next, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he takes his receivers to their annual retreat. We asked the question, one, does it help? And why doesn't anybody else do it? Stay right here. We'll be right back on the Cowboy DLLS podcast. If you're looking for new flooring, now is the time to get it. $350 off. All you have to do is use the promo code DLLS and EmpireToday.com, and they will give you $350 off new flooring. Whether it's laminate, whether it's carpet, whether it's vinyl, or the good stuff, the wood, they will take care of you. All of their flooring experts is here for your every need. They will not leave you hanging and out to dry. They will take you step by step. And if you don't want to go into the store, that's fine. You can just go onto EmpireToday.com and just pull it on up, and you can upload a picture of the room that you're trying to get new flooring in. And then they can just mix and match until you find the flooring that you feel is right for you. Then you'll put in that promo code and you'll save yourself $350 off new flooring. So don't waste any more time. Head on over to EmpireToday.com and start your journey on some new flooring today. Wood. And we're heading out to Vegas. Woo! Viva Las Vegas.
Club pop.
And we want you to be there. Don't miss this opportunity with us and True Fans Travel with the Ultimate Fan Package. DLLS is taking over the Strip for an unforgettable weekend in Vegas, and you need to be there. You need to be there. Join us as the Cowboys take on the Raiders on November 17th. This trip is all-inclusive. I don't know if that means what you say, all-inclusive.
Let it be.
A $3 today. Don't miss out.
It's a dot race.
All right. Welcome back to the Cowboys DLLS podcast. The Cowboys are on this mini break. They have about 40 days before they report to training camp. This is a time where, a player or players can rise or fall. Mm-hmm. This is a time where those who are leaders take advantage of this free time and to elevate themselves and others around them. The annual Dakcation or the Dak retreat, where Dak Prescott, the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, takes his fellow pass catchers. Do you take tight ends or just receivers?
Where tight ends go.
Tight ends have gone, yeah.
So some
and sometimes running back, when the running back is your best friend, like Zeke.
Well, that's different. That's a BFF time. That's the time they got the chance to get away. But Dak Prescott takes his pass catchers on a little retreat. They go to Georgia. They're not in Miami, right? They're not in Cali. They're not in New York. They're not in the big city. They're in Georgia. Now, I don't know how far that's from Atlanta, but they're in Georgia. And during this time, Dak takes care of everything. They're in a nice situation. Last year, they went and they did the Marines.
Yeah, and they've done it the last couple of years.
So they bring the Marines in and they go through this like Marine type mental training, and it's something that Dak loves and he kind of lives by. But the guys go out there and they spend time together during the retreat. And my question to you, Joe, to you, Clarence, do you think this actually helps?
Yeah, no doubt. I think that anytime you can the thing about this is we talk about idle time and what this could do in terms of on your own and all the things you might get into. Like, I do think when you go to a retreat or something like that and you're kind of with other people of like-minded kind of aspirations in terms of, hey, why don't we go out and actually run routes? Why don't we go out and actually, work on the playbook? Why don't we go out and actually do these things? Like, let's go grind for a while. And I think that's one thing about Dak Prescott's retreat specifically. They're working. Like, this is not just like, we'll go throw for, 20 minutes and then we'll go hit the pool and then hit the no, they are out there grinding. They're working on stuff. They've done military stuff in the past to try and, kind of strengthen not only their like physical body, but their mental stuff too. I think that there's a lot of tangible evidence to suggest that these kind of retreats, this isn't just idle time. This is optimization time. This is something that we can do to build together. And I think this year specifically, Todd Archer kind of was asking about this too, and I think it's a good point. This is crucial with a new head coach. This is crucial with a new offense. And I think there's going to be a lot of familiarity offensively between what Brian Schottenheimer's done in the past year with Dallas. There's not going to be a lot of change of lingo. They're going to try to be multiple. But I do think that there's going to be some nuances, some differences that this will give the Cowboys and Dak Prescott and some of these receivers time to hammer it out. You also talked about this. They had a George Pickens this offseason, and I think that connection looked pretty good so far in minicamp. Obviously, it's kind of hard to tell. That we're not playing real football yet. But I think this is a chance for Dak Prescott to kind of harness his relationship with George Pickens. I also think it's a chance for CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens to kind of harness their relationship together, see how they play off each other, too.
Yeah, last year they went to Oregon, with Brandon Cooks. That's his spot. He was, bonding with Brandon Cooks.
Lake Oswego.
This year, and 2 years ago, they went to Lake Oconee Academy in Georgia, which is where they're going back to. So he did the thing for Cooks just as a nod to Cooks. That's going to Oregon and Cooks is a pilot. That's where he's from, and that's the kind of thing he's trying to bond with the guys. That gave Cooks a chance to show the players and his teammates where he grew up, where he lives, and all the other stuff. But he's going back to Georgia. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to bond and get some chemistry, because it's real football. It's not they're fishing, they're playing basketball, they're doing different things, they're bonding, but they're getting work done. They've done work at Dak's palatial estate with his football field, but this is an opportunity to get work done away from everybody. Dak brings his wife, kids, and stuff like that, but he gets work done with his receivers to get that time and that chemistry down before camp. Question for you, Jesse. You're in the locker room. Why don't other position groups do this? Why is it just the quarterbacks? Why is it just? I understand why it's important for quarterbacks and receivers, just from the chemistry and time. But from a bonding standpoint, wouldn't it be cool if Diggs took the cornerback and said, "Let's go to Miami, hang out"? Would it be cool?
Well, I don't know about Miami. I don't know if Miami is the destination that they should go.
Wait, work it out.
I don't know if that's
where. He ain't working as long as he keeps his brother Stephon and the boat away.
Yeah. You know what? Deron Bland needs to bring them to Fresno.
Go to Fresno.
Go to 110-degree Fresno in the summer.
No. That's a great question, because I like this. Like, I like this opportunity for the guys to bond. It's important, especially for receivers and quarterbacks, right? That's important, the timing of it all. Getting the routes timing, and for a quarterback, he gets to see how they can call the same route, and CD runs it differently than George Pickens. George Pickens runs it differently than Cavante Turpin. Cavante Turpin runs it differently than Jonathan Mingo, right? And the sizes of all these guys are different. So for the quarterback, it's him getting a timing down. Okay, when CD comes out the out route like this, I need to put it here. I need to put it lower it for Cavante Turpin. I can throw it up a little bit. I got more range with Jonathan Mingo. George Pickens, my radius is bigger. I don't know why other players don't do this. You see, Von Miller has the pass rusher camp, right? Mm-hmm. But that's all individualistic type things that come together and they're bonded. It's not at all the defensive ends, right? So I think it would be a great thing. I think more players should do it. The leaders of those teams should do it. But that comes into play right there is, do you have a leader at those position groups that are able to do it? Yeah. Then the cost comes of money, right? Like, Dak is not short on cash, right? So for him to go and say, hey, we're going to go to Georgia, I'm going to rent out, I'm assuming some sort of mansion type house where everybody has their own room. I'll cover the flights. I'll cover the food. I'll cover all the other kind of stuff. When you got $400 million in the bank, it's cool to pick up that ticket. Not saying that Dig doesn't have money, but does Dig have money to bring or want to spend that level of money, right? But that also comes down to, like, what player you're talking about, what type of leadership style they're talking about. I for one, love these type of things because you work for 2-3 hours tops. The rest of the time, I'm getting to know Joe. I'm getting to know Clarence. Mm-hmm. Clarence is getting to know Jesse. Right. At an intimate level. For sure. And those things, while you're not thinking about it in the moment, you're thinking about it like, when I grow to know you, I appreciate you and love you at a deeper level. I'm willing to go a little bit further for a dude that I'm really friends with and really like love in a manly way. For sure. I'm willing to go a little bit deeper than the guy I'm like, nah, we just teammates. If we just teammates, I'm not willing to help out. I don't want to help out as any further than I've already gone. Yeah. So I think I love the fact that Dak does this. I think it's great. I think it's helpful. And I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind guys like Diggs or Micah or Osa now. Osa got some bread now. Yeah. Guys like that doing things like that. Or, Tyler Smith, you're the OG now on that offensive line.
How about this? You know, we talked about. I made fun with you about Tyron Smith taking Tyler Guyton on his wing. But how about Tyron Smith and Zach Martin and Mark Colombo getting together with the offensive line? You know, Leonard Davis. Let's get some of these new. You know what I'm saying? Let's get those offensive linemen together. Let's just do a little boot camp ourselves. Offensive line boot camp.
I don't know
of Hall of Famers.
I like the idea, but I think I'm a little skeptical to begin with because I think Jesse brought up a lot of good points about, hey, like this is a chance for me when we're playing in Week 14 against Philly. Like I'm going to go the extra level for you because you're my teammate. Right. We're in the battle together. Unfortunately, Tyron Smith, Mark, those guys aren't in the battle anymore. So that's where I think like
I'm just talking about train. I'm talking about but the offensive line is going to be there. They're in the battle, but I'm talking about to get the training. Okay, so like Dak is doing this thing. It's Navy SEALs, the O2X. Okay, it's a leadership thing.
Yeah,
because it's not just the receivers by themselves.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah.
So they got other people there too.
Yeah,
and they teach them about leadership. You know, and about accountability.
Yeah,
and I'm saying is we're gonna get the bonding because we're gonna be in the house together, hotel together, doing our thing. But when we're doing on field work, I'm getting taught by the best. I'm getting taught by Hall of Famers. And I'm just saying this is an opportunity to take it to the next, get to hone our skills. You know, he said, because he brought up a few weeks ago about Tyron Smith joining the coaching staff to tutor Tyler Guyton. I'm just saying this opportunity, and we've seen Tyler Guyton and Tyron Smith work out together. Well, let's take it to the next level. Let's just do an O-line, old school O-line boot camp.
You would have to, it would take Tyler Smith or BB or one of those guys to initiate.
Yeah, no,
right? Like they would have to be the initiators.
Yeah,
right. Because if I'm Tyron, my time is idle all the time. I'm
right.
Fishing, I'm grilling.
No.
So unless I'm not going to voluntarily say, hey, I'm gonna go do. Now, if you come to me and we have a conversation, I'll go, yes, I'll help you.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We're just talking about a week. We ain't talking about no long. I mean, because everybody on vacation. We want your time off. This is the time for everybody to get away and spend time with your family before the season. Even reporters, even the media, okay?
Yeah.
We're trying to get away. That's how I got in trouble with Mike. I'm like, Micah, dude, I want to be on somebody's island somewhere.
Don't say somebody's island. Don't
you got somebody island.
Don't say somebody's island.
I don't want to have to worry about checking my phone.
You don't want to be on that Epstein island.
I was going to say you're insinuating.
You're talking
about people who own islands. What do people who own islands do?
I'm trying
to
be
in that Diddy island?
Go to Cabo.
No.
That's not somebody's island. That's
Cancun,
Mexico's island.
Bali, the Bahamas.
They paying you Bali money up
here?
here?
I'm just trying to get somewhere.
I'm balling on a budget. I'm balling on a budget, and you're going to Bali?
I got airline miles, okay? I got airline miles. I'm trying to. I got airline miles. You know, I went to Atlanta on my miles, my perks.
You went to the candy shop.
But I'm just saying. So I don't need to be checking my phone. You know, and try to worry about whether you're gonna sign or not. I need to know.
Mo brings up a good question here, or it's a good point. I can't hang with people trying to take my roster spot. Like, is that an element you think where you're looking at?
That's just the game.
That is the unspoken.
So
game.
You can't you cannot. It doesn't get in your head at all.
It's the unspoken game. I know that the dude next to me, while he is my brother, he's looking for a job too.
For sure.
Right.
It's the unspoken rule, man. It just is. It just is. And either you gonna be a dog or you're not gonna be a dog, right? Like, and honestly, the only people that's really worried about a roster spot being taken are the bottom end guys.
For sure.
And they need to be there because I need to gain support, whoever I can gain support from. And if Dak is liking what I'm doing and working, then maybe he might be able to voice in the room that might be like, you know what, hey, keep him around.
I was gonna say, do you go harder if you're Jalen Brooks on this trip? Like, do you go harder?
Nah,
or you should just always go hard.
You show them that I'm ready. Because here's what happens. I know we gotta go to break, but here's what happens from a QB1 perspective. This is the time where you can start getting the unlimited work with him, where he ain't looking at you and saying, "Back up, give me CD, give me George." It's just him, right? So now I get a chance to get multiple reps with him, so that when we get to the point of now that we're going out there and we're doing some live reps, he don't look out there and go, "Get back."
Right.
You get up. He knows.
He trusts that.
You know what I'm saying? And for the guys that talk about like the other guys in your position, either you got it or you don't.
Yeah.
Like CD is not. I'm skill, but CD ain't looking. You ain't taking CD job.
Right.
You ain't taking George job. Right. Turpin has a specific job that he's going to be doing. Tober has it's the bottom end of the guy. They may be fighting for a roster spot, but either you got it or you don't.
I love
it. And real talk before we go to break. That's in any job, any vocation, any life. I used to be a number 2. I used to kick my number one's ass. Excuse me, but, because I wanted to be number 1. I want to be number one. And Joe wants to be number one, okay? He ain't taking my job.
Well.
But he want to be number one. That's what you're supposed to be.
I ain't taking your job. I'm taking your job.
That's a bar.
And that's facts. And that is, as an older person on the roster, that is something you got to worry about because they want younger people. So, yeah, that is a thought process. But it's about if you're doing your job, doing your best of your ability, that's all you can do.
But I also show you the most respect in the world.
No. I love you. And I'm just saying, but that's what it is. Time going to get everybody.
All right, let's head to our next break. Coming up next, will Chill be on an island when the Micah deal gets done? Or maybe he won't. We'll talk about it coming up next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. It's warm. It's hot. It's hot outside. And what better way to cool off than a refreshing Wendy's Frosty? Now, I know what you're thinking. I get it. I understand that Wendy's have the regular Frosty, right? The regular vanilla Frosty, your regular chocolate Frosty. And some of y'all weirdos like to dip your French fries in it. Not my thing, but y'all have at it. However you want to enjoy your Wendy's, enjoy your Wendy's. But Wendy's said, let's up our game a little bit. We're not going to just do our regular 1-2 thug fizzle. We're going to up our game a little bit, and we're going to get into these little Frosty fusions. We're going to add a little bit to this situation. And here's some of the flavors that they have. They have the Frosty Swirl. They have the strawberry. They have the brownie batter and caramel, or Jeff say caramel, however you decide to say it. Then you got the mixed up Frosty fusions, the Oreo brownie, the caramel crunch, and Pop-Tart strawberry.
Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. Pop-Tarts. That's my favorite. So head on over to your local Wendy's and have one of the Frosty fusions today. Wendy's hours may vary by location. And now that we're outside, the cookouts are going, the lakes is happening, people are traveling here and there. Don't let the idle time melt or keep your beverages warm. Get you a Rugged Road cooler. Head over to Rugged World Outdoors today, and you can get 10% off a cooler using the promo code DLLS. What I love about the Rugged World coolers is they're stylish, they're fashionable, they're lightweight, they're durable, and most importantly, boys float upright. So if you just so happen to be up Itch Creek without a paddle, I hope you got your Rugged Road, because if you do, you'll be floating upright, baby. Don't let the summer pass you by. Get one for yourself. Get one for your dad, for mom, for uncle, for auntie, whoever it is. If they're outdoors, man, and they want to keep food and beverages cold, they need to have a Rugged Road cooler. Head to Rugged Road Outdoors today.
We need to float the river. You ever float the river before?
Nah, I'm good on that.
It's fun. What? It's very fun.
You never float
the river?
River's fun. You never floated the river before?
It's fun.
No.
You never float the river?
How many times do I have to say no that I did not float the river? You can ask the question 17 times, and my answer is going to be the same. You can ask it in Spanish, you can ask it in Mandarin, you can ask it in Chinese, you can ask it in Ebonics.
Too much energy.
And the answer is no. I never floated the river.
Too much energy. Too much energy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I've never floated the river.
You should try it. Put your little Speedos on, go out there on the river. Have your chest out, your guns going.
You put the Speedo on?
No, he's a muscle guy, okay? Yeah. He gonna put his Speedos on out there.
I love people say that, he's a muscle guy. Like, if you didn't have muscles, you'd be a muscle guy. Like, people always say, you're just this kind of guy. If you had muscles, you'd be a muscle guy. You just worried about money. If you had money, you'd be a money guy. All you tall people out there. If you were tall, you would be talking like that. Don't just hit me with he's a muscle guy.
He's the muscle guy.
Yeah.
He always try to float his muscles on.
Always.
Trying to do it, but he's the muscle. He's the workout guy. I work out. Well, they like my body too.
Peanut butter and jealous. They hate us.
Peanut butter and jealous. I love it.
Hey, it's getting the
gym.
Like the all you gotta do is spend a little bit of time in the gym
too, baby.
Spend a little time in the gym,
they like
and then you can flex out on them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them steal your joy, man. All right, man. One person who joy we can't steal because he know the bag is coming.
Segue.
Is MicahParsons. We know the bag is coming. How much the bag will be, we don't know. It will be record-setting. But when will we get the official? When will we get the notification? When will Chill be blowing our phone up about all the things that he and Micah had talked about on the side? And, of course, he'll tell y'all that it wasn't cap, that they had a meeting of the minds, and that they had a number, and that all these things. Will this deal happen in the next 30 to 40 days before the Cowboys get to training camp?
I think it will. I think it will because of all the stuff that's happening right now. And I know everybody's having fun in the chat. Calvin #1 and Todd #1 and Mike Fisher #1. They all trailing your boy on this #1 story in the offseason, okay?
Hey,
they all trailing your boy, okay?
Focused, man.
They all trailing your boy, okay? Pop my collar, okay? They all trailing your boy. Don't get it twisted, Dro and Jeremy and Mo. Don't do that. And Jay, don't get it twisted.
And
anyway,
Curly and Mo.
don't get it twisted. But no, seriously, I really think that we know what the number is. We know what the deal is. Nothing else. Last year it was about leaves falling. Okay, ain't no leaves. We don't need no more leaves to fall.
Well, you can have 2 more leaves.
No, we don't need those leaves. We've already had a number.
They didn't need those leaves to fall for CeeDee Lamb either.
But but that's what Jerry's words. Okay,
I know.
We don't need no leaves to fall. We've already had a meeting of the minds on a number. Okay, you're gonna, and like Micah said, you keep waiting and you let somebody get a deal done, the money's going up. But whatever the number is, whatever the money goes up, we know that when the dust settles, after TJ or Trey, Micah gonna top them all. It's just give me a little more.
And one guy who Micah's trying to top his number of is another defensive end, a pass rusher, Myles Garrett. And we had a chance to catch up with Myles Garrett this weekend at the Rangers game. You know, Myles is from this area, from Arlington.
Arlington Martin.
So Myles was talking about his time training with MicahParsons.
He deserves whatever he's earned. I mean, the guy's special. Fortunately, I got the chance to train with him. And, you know, I've seen his work ethic. I've seen how he attacks the way he's running. You know, he's 100% committed to his craft and getting better every day. And someone who produces on the field and has that level of dedication, to the game. You should get every penny he's owed.
How much pride?
Yeah, and Myles Garrett knows very well what it takes to become an elite pass rusher, and he's already obviously gotten paid like one. It's kind of crazy when you think it better be crazy. Myles Garrett's been signed for so long now. And I think
it feels that way, yeah.
Yeah, right? And that was the big, in terms of leaves falling, that I think was the big comp, right? That was the one guy. I know TJ Watt too, but TJ Watt got a second contract, a little bit older. You think of Trey Hendrickson, plays for the cheap Bengals, so they're probably not going to give him, some kind of deal akin to what Myles Garrett got. Myles Garrett was the comp, was the leaf fall. And that leaf has been fallen dead and is now back in spring. Like, change is already happening there. So you tend to wonder with MicahParsons, to your point, like, okay, well, what is the holdup? They have had a meeting of the minds. You said, I'm going to make a new drinking game. Every time either someone says meeting of the minds, you got to drink, by the way. So they've already had this. So what's the holdup? That's why I don't think, personally, it's going to happen in the next 30, 40 days. I think we're going to get to camp. I think it's going to be a thing where we're there and Micah's on the side and he's going to hop in one drill, put a helmet on and hop off and kind of be tempted to go back in there, but won't. And I just think that we haven't had a deal yet, so why should we believe they're going to get a deal now?
And shout out to our girl Abby, who was at the Rangers game this weekend, and she was able to grab that footage for us. So that's what you get here at DLLS, man. We outside, we anywhere, we everywhere, and we working. Okay, that's what you know. You go. Abby was out there just chilling, kicking it. Random Myles Garrett got exclusive for us.
She had a meeting of the minds with Myles.
She had a meeting of the minds with Myles.
And where did that meeting of the minds come from?
You.
Okay, thank you.
And you know why it's so either because you keep saying it.
I keep saying it because it's true. It's fact. It's what Jerry said. Okay, nobody else reported that. Let's keep it 100.
You give the Cowboys a little bit of ish for around the rim or these little sayings. I will say you've coined meeting of the minds and then
I did not coin it. No, did not coin. He said it. I wrote it. He said it. I wrote it. Now, the thing about this point of order, Myles Garrett is the highest paid defender in football right now. That's why it was a leaf dropping early in March when he did it. And he did his deal. And he was, I don't know if I want to come back. They paid him some money. He's back.
I know. I love that. Like, hey, I want to go to a Super Bowl champion contender. You're going to give me that much? All right.
I need to know what the quarterback is. They still don't have a quarterback.
They got 5.
They got 5.
They still have a quarterback, They
got 5 on it.
And then, let's talk about that. Myles also talked about the quarterback. He talked about Shador, local kid. Myles from Arlington.
We don't have that.
We don't have that? I'm sorry. I thought we had that.
No, we talked about that. We didn't.
My bad. But Myles talked about how well Shador.
Let me.
My bad. Listen.
I got the notes right here.
I can shoot that shot, too.
No, but let me pass it to you.
I can shoot that shot, too.
Steve Kerr, go stand over there.
Oh, he called you Steve
And let Jordan get double team, and I'm going to shoot it to you right there.
Myles from Arlington Martin, Aggie, he and as you said, Micah worked out together this offseason, this summer. They, so they're bonding together. He knows Micah and knows what he's doing, and of course he's going to cut for his fellow defensive end.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what they're supposed to do, right? And players are always going to be for players. I'm always for players getting the absolute most money. I thought I think we did this before. Maybe we did like some office squares about what day of the week or what Might have to do that. Like
that would be fun.
Pick squares of the month of July and August, preferably August when they get to training camp. But I thought it was going to be. I think it's going to be the start of week 2 in training camp.
Yeah.
I think after the first week, all the hoopla and the noise will be going on. It'll be where's Waldo / where's Micah at training camp. Clarence reported that Micah said that he will be in Oxnard.
Yes.
Now, he got a crib in Oxnard. I don't think he bought a house in Oxnard, but I think he's going to have renting a home in Oxnard. And I don't know if that's unless times have changed, and they often do change. Normally, players are in the hotel, right? You're in the hotel. Now, if you got a crib because you wanted to go there on your off days, but most of the time when dudes get their off day, they heading down the highway to L.A.
Yeah.
So they're not even staying around the way. So if Micah has a house in Oxnard, is he anticipating potentially maybe holding out? We know that Zeke went to Cabo when he was working out and training in Cabo. Is Micah potentially looking at a holdout potential? Is Micah potentially looking at a holdout during training camp, and that's why he's renting a house in Oxnard?
That's a good distinction.
It goes without saying that's on the table. If he's not signed, he's not playing. If he's not signing, he's not practicing. He's going to be there available. He's confident and being hopeful, and he's going to be around. But it's too much on the table. You're not going to go get injured. That's your only leverage. It's the only time you got leverage, okay? I'm not going to what CD used, which is what TJ Watt is using right now, and Trey Henderson using. This is your leverage. This is your leverage against the team in these negotiations. Because if you show up, it's like, why buy the cow when the milk is free, right? You heard that line before, right?
Heard that line before.
Okay. Why am I going to pay you when you out here working?
I do think that there's some potential that he might do some things because we just saw it in minicamp. Like, I know, again, to your point, he shouldn't. He definitely shouldn't. I'm sure David will gave him a call after minicamp practice number 2 and said, I heard that you put a helmet on and we're doing drills. Bro, don't do that. We can't let you get hurt. And, I just think Micah is so tempted to be involved. And the fact that he's even here, I think, is impressive. The fact that he's been there, the fact that he might get an Airbnb but also still go to things. I think that's a testament to MicahParsons doing what other people most likely wouldn't. And so I'm wondering if there's little things he might do. That's my one
point of order. He did some individual drills.
Yeah.
And did 1 or 2 reps. He wasn't in team. Training camp was about
those
team.
were intense reps, though, he was doing.
But he was just running around the ring and hitting the bag.
You can tear your ACL doing that.
I understand that, but he's not doing team, not going against nobody. It's a whole different thing. And when training camp comes, no, he's not even going to do the individual drills. But yes, it's mini camp. He's there. He's showing up. He's having fun with his team. He's also did soft tosses with Trayvon Diggs. So that's for sure. He's like Jerry. They like to do things for show.
No,
too.
for sure. I agree.
I do think Micah has this childlike enthusiasm. He loves football. I do think he loves the game of football. And so when he we got some company in the house. What's going on, my brother? Well, so here's what I'll do.
Let's go to break.
As you can see, we got some company in the house. Mm-hmm. We got some family in the house. So what I'll do is I'll go to break now, and when we come back, we'll let company introduce himself, and we'll talk a little bit of Cowboys football right back after this break right here. And it's all about becoming a diehard. You guys know what you need to do. There's a QR code that you can do. You can go to allcity.com and become a diehard today. It's just a couple dollars. Now, a lot of y'all, I know some of y'all be taking that money. Y'all be down there with them young ladies. Y'all be doing a little something strange for some change. Now, don't do that. Become a diehard. Put that money useful. And then when you get what that is, get a free t-shirt. You see, we all got nice little DLLS t-shirts going on up here. Get you a nice free t-shirt that comes with the membership. What you'll also get with that is 20% off all of our events. Plan on going to Vegas? Become a diehard first, and then use your 20% off for your Vegas trip. And then you get the carrying card. That's, of course, is the most important thing. You get opportunity in the Discord. Jeff's in the Discord. Joe's in the Discord. Clarence in the Discord. I'm going to get there. I'm going to get to the Discord one of these days, but talk about football, basketball.
I like fighting.
You do.
We're going to fight the Discord.
You do
we're
like
gonna argue about sports.
Yeah, we're going to talk about, when I get there, we're going to talk about feet. We're going to talk about feet because I like a pair of pretty toes. So we're going to talk about that in the Discord, different type of nails that I like on the feet because pretty pair of toes, man, go a long way for you. So sign up to be a diehard today. There are so many opportunities that you do not want to miss. You can be there when Clarence and Joe drop the stories, the exclusives, and Clarence tells you that, hey, this is what we're talking about. Joe tell him something, Joe, this is what we're talking about, and they drop it down to you. They're going to give you the Micah news. They're going to give you the Dak news, the CD news, all of the Cowboys news. And if you like a Rangers fan, we got that too. Mavs fan, got that too. Stars fan, got that too. All of the exclusive stories that you want to see can only be found when you become a member, when you become a diehard. So head on over.
Tell me to hit the like button.
Oh, and hit the like
91.
button.
Come on,
hit
dog.
the like button as well. So head on over to
I know it's Monday.
allcity.com and become a diehard today. We got company. And not only do we got company, we got good company. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you get company, folks come through, they come over, and you be like, who didn't let so-and-so in the house?
Right.
You know what I mean? You be looking for them to go as fast as they got here. But we got good company in the house.
Cowboy fan.
And I was getting ready to say, not only good company, but a big Cowboy fan. So we got comedian Bubba Dub in the place. Trash!
Yes, sir. What's up, everybody?
Mr. Trash. What's going on, man?
Good, man. How y'all doing?
We good, bro. We good, man. Good to have you. Good to have you in there with the DLS All Cowboys podcast. Now, we talk Cowboys here.
For sure.
And the one thing that we do on this show, we talk the truth.
Gotcha.
We ain't sugarcoating. We ain't no homers. We gonna give it to you raw and uncut. And I know that's what you about.
Absolutely.
So how do you feel? We just got finished talking about MicahParsons and him getting that contract signed. Yeah. How do you feel about Jerry Jones and company waiting so long to get this deal done for Micah? What the hell is the holdup?
I think the holdup with Jerry is I think he loves Michael, but I think in Jerry's world, with him doing the podcast now, he don't like Michael name in the headlines all the time like that. He just wanted to be on football. So I think what Jerry thing is right now, the situation is, do I sign Michael or can I get 2 or 3 more pieces to get the same production that I'm getting from Michael? I think that's where Jerry's at right now in his career right now. Instead of just giving Michael all the money right now, I think he's like, I don't know, I'm like podcast, a lot of distractions. I think Jerry want players that's just strictly just on football. Jerry old school. This podcast world done changed the game up there in Dallas right now, man. So I just think that's just what Jerry Jones right now. But Jerry, cut the check.
Yeah,
cut the check, man.
Real quick, reset here. Bubba Dub.
Talk to me.
Bubba Dub, Mr. Trash.
Talk to me.
Tell him about it. Now, you being PC right now.
Now, I'm being honest, though, man.
No, you being
it's real, man. You asked me how Jerry Jones, what he doing.
He got to get warmed up. He got to get warmed up. I need you.
Bubba Dub's in town for a Juneteenth comedy show on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
All White Affair with Earthquake. D.L. Hughley, one of my frat brothers. Nephew Tommy, a Kappa, also an Aggie. Okay. Yeah. Melanie Camacho. J.J. Williamson, Donnell Rollins, Dickies Arena, Thursday, June 19th, 2025. Dickies in 4 weeks. Get your tickets. It's going to be a hot show.
Hot one.
Alto, Texas.
East Texas.
Yes,
sir.
Small town.
600 people.
See? Y'all talk about, when I was talking to him about how it was a 5-sport level from a small town, my town was 2,500. Yeah. But when you're a small town, you got to play everything. You got to do everything. Everything.
Where I'm from, the quarterback was the wide receiver, running back, defensive end, safety.
I'm doing it all.
And where I'm from, my star players, they were 21, 22 years old.
No, see, come on, man. For real. That's because they stayed in that one classroom the whole time. You know, they was on the short bus.
True story.
Stayed in one. I've seen your stuff. You're a Cowboy fan, but you jumped off the bandwagon a little bit this year.
No, I jumped off too. When Dak said jump off, I jumped right off the
He literally
table.
jumped off.
You
jumped off?
Hell,
He hurt his ankle.
I saw your Detroit Lions jersey. I'm taking that jersey off.
See, Detroit Lions jerseys, when I go do comedy show, and I go to every place, I wear that jersey. It's marketing.
No.
I'm a
This
Cowboy
was
at
on your
heart.
podcast, and you were after the game, but it got beat.
Yeah.
You said, I'm done with them.
Marketing. I was on a big tour. I knew I was coming to Detroit. I got an early start.
There you go.
Now, I'm a Detroit fan when I'm in Detroit. Yeah. But when I get back home, it's Dallas.
So these Cowboys, Dak Prescott, he got his money.
Got his money.
Did he deserve his money?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I think Dak is probably top 10, top 12 quarterback in the NFL right now, man. You know, we living for now. We living in the moment. But sometimes, oh man, he have a good year last year. Well, just go back to his record. Look at what he's done. He's a good quarterback. Now he ain't won yet. Now he gotta win. But he's a good quarterback, though. There ain't too many quarterbacks in the NFL right now. I'll take over Dak. Just being honest with you, man. I just think we got to protect him.
Right.
Yeah. We protect him. We gave him some weapons. You got Lamb. You got Pickens. Nigga, little run game now. Go to work. Nothing else to talk about, Dak. Nothing else to talk about. Let's go to work. See what he can do this year.
Yeah, let's talk about Pickens, too, because when that trade happened, this was kind of another offseason where it was like, hey, the Cowboys, they didn't do enough. They say they want to break the drought. They say they want to go win a Super Bowl. Then they made the move for Pickens. What was your reaction to that? Did that kind of reinvigorate a little bit of your Cowboy spirit or hope this
Jerry
year?
Jones always had bad boys on his team. And Pickens in a contract year, so he going to ball out. Or he won't be in the league with his attitude and the way he been playing lately. So I think Jerry did the right thing, trying to take some pressure off Lamb.
Yeah.
Lamb getting double, triple team now. Now we get Pickens over here. We get him going. Maybe they can free up Lamb on some moving them in the slot. Just come up with different kind of offensive schemes to get our playmakers the ball. That's what's missing in Dallas. Getting the playmakers the ball. Got Dak back there trying to think. He ain't that very good of a thinker, guys. Let's just be real, nigga. You got two options, 1 or 2. You got him looking for 3, 4, and 5. We over with.
So when did this love for the Cowboys and when did it start?
Texas.
And who were the one? You gotta be from Texas. You on that people might another part of.
How many Laker fans are in Dallas?
That's me, Lake.
Who?
See?
All day.
See? Who was the one that kind of put that battery in your back, the Cowboy battery in your back?
I was always a big Irvin and Emmitt Smith fan, man. Just growing up, I always been a Cowboy fan. When Deion came, it would just make it even more exciting with prime time being there, though. But we had some rough years.
Yeah,
rough year. Quincy Carter years, man. Head coach Dave Campo years. I don't know what Jerry thinking on that. And Dave Campo back then. I need to ask Jerry questions on that one. Golly.
Have you ever met any of your like Michael? Have you ever met?
Yeah, I met Michael a couple times. Me and Michael real good friends.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
that's cool.
Have you met Jerry before?
Need to.
Yeah. What question would you ask Jerry if you had the chance to meet him?
Do he really want to win a Super Bowl or are you bluffing?
Yeah.
Do you want to win a Super Bowl or you want to keep making all the money? Which one? Because it's really, right now to me, it's like he gets all about making money.
How would you describe Jerry as a GM?
Jerry, laid back, cool. Don't really give a damn what we think or say. He'll come on here and say like he want all the right things.
What kind of job has he done as a GM?
Right? Lately?
Yeah.
Last 20 years? Trash. Astronomical trash. Steven too. Don't leave him out here. Come in. The whole Joneses. Come here.
Come on. They what?
Trash.
All right, so I need a comparison. Give me your NFL comparison to Bubba Dub, the comedian. Who is your comedic game like in the NFL?
Ooh. He ain't in the league no more. Antonio Brown, raw.
Oh, you got CTE.
Raw.
Your comedy got CTE.
Yeah, I'm black. I'm black. I definitely got CTE.
He got out the dirt.
Yeah.
He got out the dirt. He came,
What round? Cut you out. What round draft? Antonio Brown.
Sixth round.
Sixth round.
he got
Central
dirt.
Michigan.
And I mean, just going this story, man. He YouTube sensation. Okay, he started this thing on his own. Being a comedian in class. It's a funny story.
It better be funny.
Because we all like to be. I was a class clown too, right? My grandma used to say, "Boy, don't be a clown unless you get paid for it."
Correct.
You're getting paid for it.
Absolutely. And love it.
You're getting paid for it.
So what's your excuse?
Oh, man. Come on, fam. Don't do him like that, Debo.
Boy, don't be a classy. Boy, don't write unless you get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? You can't play right, okay?
All right, so Bob, we're gonna take you through this segment right here. So the Cowboys, they who was it that Kent Benkert?
Oh, Kurt Benkert.
Kurt Benkert. Thank you. Appreciate that, Joe.
Who
Kurt
struggles with
Benkert.
his opinions despite being a former NFL quarterback.
Kurt Benkert, former NFL quarterback. He has a list. In the words of the great Chris Arnold, people do love lists. And he has a wide receiver core list. Do we have that list? No. We don't have the list.
We can read it off. It was on Slack.
Okay.
We got it.
So bring up the list. So he went through the Cowboys, the duos, and The list has.
I got it right here. Ready?
All right, read the list.
Yeah, number 1 is the Cincinnati Bengals.
So you're talking about T. Higgins and
Jamar Chase. Number 2 is the Dallas Cowboys.
Pickens and Lamb.
Number 3 is the Rams. 4 is the Eagles.
Puka Nacua and Devontae.
And Devontae Adams. 4 is the Eagles with A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. 5 is the Vikings with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. 6 is the Bucks with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and Mecca Ibuka.
My boy.
Jaguars with Brian Thomas and insert anyone else there, I guess.
Travis Hunter right now.
Oh, and Travis Hunter.
I
forgot about Travis.
about
And then
him.
8's the Lions.
8
So,
Lions.
That's what he had.
We got Amar Brown. Who is that other guy over there with the Browns?
Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams.
Jameson Williams, Mr. 428.
Isaac Tesla.
And they probably
They
put
ain't
Sam
really
And they got a great
control.
tight
That
end,
nigga
too.
moved
Sam
them up. They
Laporta.
got them in 8.
They got him.
Oh, no.
That's low.
What
Are the
about why the
Cowboys-
Commanders ain't on there? With
Who?
Debo Samuels and McLaurin over there.
Debo run faster than you right now.
They say
Yeah,
Debo
he about
fast
one
slow.
biscuit away from being a tight end. Ain't no doubt about that right now.
You saw that video?
Yeah.
Are the Cowboys properly ranked at 2?
With Lamb and Pickens, no. Being honest, hell no. I don't got them over the Rams wide receivers right now.
Do you have him over the Eagles?
Hell no.
Yeah.
No. Let's be real, man. Cowboys should be 4th on that list.
Isn't that exactly where we had them?
I want them 4th or 5th so we can work our way up. I don't want them to say, look, y'all know your receivers core number 2, you're supposed to be winning. That's the first thing they try to say against the Cowboys. Y'all should be here. Nah, we should be 4th or 5th. We're going to work our way up. Lamb, 2nd, 3rd best receiver in the league, right? I mean, to me.
Yeah. No.
I mean, some got him number 1. I'm not going to argue with that. But Pickens, the jury's still out on him right now, man. Let's see what he do this year. Can he be consistent catching the ball? 3rd and 5, can you catch the ball? Can you move the chains? We know how great you are. You know you can jump, you got speed, you got all that. But can you move the chains for? Can you be consistent? That's the key for it. If he can be consistent, I'm going to tell you something I'm learning now in football, man, with the Cowboys. If we can get in the 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5s instead of 3rd and 6 and 3rd and 7s, we're going to be tough to beat.
For sure.
We can stay in 3rd and 4th, 3rd and 5 on 3rd downs, we're going to be great.
Well, I mean, just percentages-wise, it tells you that when you're in those 3rd and 4s, now you don't know what I'm going to do. I can run the screen. I can run the ball. I can throw a short pass to the tight end. I can throw a short pass to my receivers. When you're getting that longer down the distance, now the defense can play you a little bit different. So to your point, if the Cowboys find themselves with being multiple, right, having options to where they want to go with the football, you definitely can move the chains. And I think that's key for the Cowboys is extending those drives, right, and not getting off the field on 3rd down and having short drive, those 3 and outs. So the Cowboys, to your point, I think definitely have to stay in that range.
Even though Dak is getting older, let's get back to the read option with Dak. Just to throw the defenses off. Like, I know Dak don't want to run no more. But that terrified defense, we can get in that shotgun. They don't know if we're going to hand it off or he's going to keep it or not. You got to keep the defense honest. So if they defensive end coming off running up and we fake it, tight end over the middle all day. Eagles run it all day. Why can't we run it?
You know he got Dak hurt last year.
You got Dak. How you get Dak hurt, fam?
Because so remember Dak wasn't running last year. So in a press conference, he asked him, he's like, so here are the guys, Dak, that have more rushing yards than you. He goes, Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers. He's saying like this.
This kind of double.
He's emphasizing like that. Dak goes out next game and is running all over the place and then tears a hamstring.
Wasn't my fault, man. He should have been running already. No, it should
His
have been
fault,
running.
right?
And you say you're a Laker fan. I say fake show dead. You know, they ain't gonna. LeBron ain't gonna win nothing. No more. Come on, man. He old. He on 37 years old.
Luka not gonna win something?
137 years old. So you're a Luka fan? You're a Maverick? What do you think about that Luka going to the Lakers? I mean,
it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us. Look who Dallas got now. Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
Are you happy with that?
I mean, I'm not happy. I'm not a Maverick fan. But for the community in the Dallas Mavericks, that's great. Cooper Flag. We're gonna replace Luka, even though he's not gonna be Luka, but he's gonna be great. People gonna buy jerseys. Luka deserved to be in the ocean.
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
Right here is a lake.
All right, Bubba Dub will be at Dickies Arena this weekend. Head on over there to get your tickets.
Thursday.
All white affair. Grab them, man.
Get your tickets. They're on sales right now. Showtime at 7:30, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by. We appreciate you so much. And as Jeff would say, you never know what anyone is going through, so be kind to everybody. And as I always say, eliminate the contingencies.
Trash.
We all silly like the mayor.